I'm sure you're going to be shocked when I tell you that Agatha All Along isn't doing very well in the ratings. It's dropped by 33% from week 2 to 3. Because I got to ask, and I haven't really talked about this show too much because I just don't care about it, but who was this made for? I just don't see what got this show developed. There's so many Marvel characters like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider should have a show before Agatha All Along. Could you imagine if there was a Ghost Rider show released in October like this show was? It would be massive if it's good, right? It would have to be good. And I think people would have checked that out. But instead we got Agatha All Along, a show they had to change the name of like 4 times. And then they finally settled on Agatha All Along, probably because they wanted to jar your memory of that song that did go viral, that WandaVision song where they revealed that she was the person all along messing with Wanda. So like, oh, I remember that song, and maybe you'll check this out. But I guarantee you, if you went to a comic book convention and surveyed everybody there, I don't know, you catch them on the way in or out, and you say, what comic book character would you like to see get a show? Nobody would have said Franklin Richards' nanny, because that's what she was. In fact, she's younger in this show. She's not even comic book accurate, because Agatha's older. She was like a nanny for the Fantastic Four, and I think a time she like lived in the Avengers mansion. I don't know a lot about the character. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of people don't. But of course, every time something like this comes out, everyone goes to Wikipedia and looks up the character, and they're an expert. Nobody cares about Agatha. So I've watched the first 3 episodes from when I went on Friday Night Tights, and it's just an awful show. It's boring. Maybe some people like it. Maybe you like it. That's fine. But I just think out of all of the characters that you can make a show on, this isn't it. So no one's tuning in for this show. I mean, imagine going from Deadpool and Wolverine to this. You hadn't watched Marvel in a while. Well, I really enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me tune in for this show. And you're like, what the hell is this? Viewership for Marvel Studios' latest Disney Plus show, Agatha All Along, reportedly declined by 33% from its second week to its third week. And this data comes from Luminate. And they reported that for the week of September 27th to October 3rd, Agatha All Along only managed to bring in 240 million viewers, which was good enough for 10th place on the company's top 10 streaming originals television chart. Keep in mind, that's a chart only for original content. And they're not the only one that does that. They all have that chart. They have to, because you want to know why? The actual top 10 is full of old shows, because everybody's watching older stuff. So you'll always see, like, I don't know, Law and Order and Friends and stuff like that on those charts, because people honestly are just tired of stuff like this, and they don't want to watch it. They don't want to watch the shows made for modern audiences. So they're all going back and watching all that old stuff. And yeah, that's a problem not just for Marvel, but for Hollywood in general. So, yeah, this show's a disaster, and I'm not surprised by it. It's billed as the gayest Marvel show yet. And I guess they confirmed that Agatha and Audrey Plaza's characters were in a relationship or something. It's like, who cares? I'll tell you what people do like, the Penguin. The Penguin actually shows up on the charts because everybody's watching it, because it's good. Now, to be fair, if you asked me about a show that I would have wanted to watch, like, I would never have said the Penguin either. But this show is actually pretty good. I have not watched episode 3 yet, but the first 2 I very much enjoyed, and I'm curious to where this show's going to go. It's not hard. I mean, you can make good shows with these characters. He's a lot more relevant than Agatha. But what do you do with the Penguin? Well, you make it a gangster show, and that's what they did. Now, Marvel's getting better. Well, let me rephrase that. They're going to try to get better. I've heard some things. I've heard Thunderbolts might be okay. And I've also heard that Daredevil is going to be a hard R-rated. It's going to be like brutal like the Netflix show was. But Marvel has this stuff that they made, like obviously Agatha All Along was made during the Phase 4-ish, 5-ish time. So it's from the old guard, like that Victoria Alonso guard. So I'm thinking Marvel is going to try to make things better for themselves. Whether or not it works, we'll see. But Penguin is a good example of how you do this stuff. Like, this is a show people want to watch, and they're turning in for it. In fact, it increased in its viewership. The Penguin continues to crush the viewership ratings with its second episode released on Sunday following the first episode, which was a smash success. The viewership for episode 2 has grown even larger. You know what that's called? Good word of mouth, which is a big thing now. Word of mouth matters. Agatha All Along, not getting good word of mouth, which is why it keeps decreasing, because people are leaving. Warner Brothers Discovery announced Sunday's episode was watched by 1.6 million viewers, which is a 17% increase from the series premiere held on Thursday. It's a good show. It's getting good word of mouth, so people are coming in and say, okay, I'll give this a chance. And they're rewarded for it with good ratings. So, interesting stuff. Warner Brothers is actually coming up in the world when it comes to their DC content, and Marvel's been going down. What the future holds, I don't know. But, I mean, if you want a recommendation, I give The Penguin a thumbs up. It's a pretty solid show. Agatha All Along is an awful show. The last one I watched was the third episode. It was literally them just drinking wine and making shit in a sink. Boring. Penguin has, like, tension. The entire episodes that I've watched is just tension and good drama. It's great. I love it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Are you watching either or? Which one do you like? Tell me about it. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.